In a frightening sequence from Episode 5 of Reacher Season 3, Paulie's strength surpasses that of Jack Reacher, heightening the anticipation of their impending confrontation. Due to Paul's description in Lee Child's Persuader as a 7-foot muscle-bound monster, even the title character, Jack Reacher, is frightened of Paul's enormous size in the first Lee Child book about the Jack Reacher series. Nevertheless, Olivier Ras, better known as the Dutch Giant, was cast as the ideal Paulie in Season 3 of Reacher. Paulie presented a legitimate danger to Jack Reacher in Season 3, especially considering that Olivier Ras is about a foot taller than Alan Richson. Just one moment from the 5th episode of Reacher's 3rd season makes Paulie's superior strength, ruthlessness, and size stand out even more. The fresh information about the character's power levels enhances the anticipation for their epic showdown. Paul is confronted by the first fight with Reacher in Episode 5 of Season 3 about the murder of Annette. The majority of the characters would have recoiled from the Alan Richson persona and not escalated the situation, given Reacher's size. Meanwhile, Paul attempts to infuriate him even more by referring to him as a stupid man. In response, he demands to know if he is prepared to do something about it. Since Reacher doesn't give Paulie the respect he deserves, he interprets his words as a call to arms. When one punch has been all it takes for Reacher to defeat his enemies in numerous action sequences from the Amazon Prime Video detective series. Surprisingly, though, the villain from Reacher Season 3 hardly bats an eye when he jabs Paulie in the ribs. Olivier Ras's character swoops down and strikes Reacher in the face before he has a chance to comprehend Paul's might. Reacher, still reeling from Paul's easy dominance, loses his footing and falls to the floor after only one slap. When Reacher gets back to his room a few moments later, he spits blood and sees that his cheeks have gone crimson. Paul's dominance is evident from Reacher's helplessness in the face of his formidable opponent. In past seasons, Reacher's adversaries were severely outmatched when pitted against him in a direct confrontation. Season 1 and 2 villains couldn't hold a candle to him when it came to his enormous stature and background in military police. On the other hand, he eventually faces a larger and tougher opponent in Season 3. Because of this shift, the confrontation between Reacher and Paulie is shaping up to be even more thrilling than it already is. When the two characters actually engage in combat, Reacher will face an uphill battle due to Paulie's towering height and obvious skill. Even Reacher seems to have come to terms with the fact that he can't depend on his might alone to defeat Paulie after their encounter in Episode 5 of Season 3. Therefore, it will be intriguing to watch how Reacher uses his brains and muscles to devise strategies to defeat Paulie. Episode 4 of Reacher's 3rd season includes a brief scene in which the character played by Alan Richson instructs Richard, son of Zachary Beck, in martial arts. He points out to Richard that his opponents frequently possess superior strength. Consequently, he can't win fights by relying on his punches alone, but must instead plan ahead. If it takes cheating to win a fight, Jack Reacher even says Richard should use his brain rather than his brawn. If Reacher's strength isn't enough to defeat Paulie, this scene seems to hint that he will eventually turn to dirty fighting. It will take some time for Reacher to discover Paul's weak spot because he rarely encounters villains who are stronger than him. But in Season 3, when he does, he will be able to kill Paulie before the villain uses his brute strength to crush him.